let's talk about the Detroit Lions. I like what Brad Holmes did in the draft, and one of the things that I like that he did is he started preparing for an offensive line changeover, a retool, right? Starting to rain pretty hard, so he's starting to prepare for a retool, and you got to think about it. Graham Glasgow, he up there. Taylor Decker in the last year of a deal. I'm going to speak on him shortly. Sewell about ready to go to the left side. And then the kid from Baltimore, let's say you get another season out of him. So they preparing to move guys in there. And you got to understand, he been ahead of the curve on this offensive line. So let's just let you know that's where his priority is. Even as far as quarterback, just to check out the priority that he's had for quarterback. Like, he takes Hendon Hooker, not knowing what's going to happen with Jared Goff. So you just start to see the moves that he starts to make. Like, kind of like how pass rush, they really wasn't tripping on it. And even this draft, it don't seem like they really was tripping on it. You lose your old heads, Charles Harris, Romeo Cora, Julian Lee for the Eagles. You got James Houston coming in. You're going to have to, hopefully you get a fully healthy Josh Pascal. But probably added some other guys too. But they got the kid Davenport. He ain't shit, though. He always injured. No offense to him, but that's just what I heard from my boy that's a New Orleans Saints fan. He ain't shit. But one thing, he things that he sees as priority, he starts planning ahead for those things, you know what I'm saying? And quarterback, Hendon Hooker, Jared Goff, just in case. Offensive line, Stenberger. I don't think he drafted Stenberger. It didn't work out. He wanted it to work out. Kid out of Kentucky we draft. I think maybe Bob Quinn drafted him. It didn't work out. Then you started talking about other kid. Oh, Corey Sorsdale, a tackle at a smaller school. You get him to be right. You get him to, you're going to move him to guard. You're grooming him to go to guard. So, like I said before, they're Frank Ragnow could be his last year. Graham Glasgow can slide to center. Next year, you find a center. So, some of the things, how they moving, they really starting to shore up some things. You get a tackle of the future and the Manu dude. So, you start grooming him to be a tackle. So, and to get to Taylor Decker, that's probably why you say, well, I got 2 good years out of Taylor. You probably signed Taylor Decker to a 2-year extension. In about 3 seasons, then you expect Manu to be ready, right? Let's say the Eifert kid, I think that's his name, they got out of Baltimore. Let's say, we signed him to another year extension. By that time, Mahogany, Corey Sorsdale should be ready. Regardless, Sorsdale should be ready by next season, right? You say, well, why is that important? Because if Frank Ragnow retired, like the rumor has it, then you move Graham to center and you move Sorsdale to guard, right? Let's say, okay, the kid from Baltimore, Eifert, whatever, after next season, not the season coming up, but after the next season, 2 seasons down the line, he say, you know what, bro, I'm ready to be hanging up or whatever. So then at that point, then you got the Mahogany guy that could be ready to step in or whatever. So yeah, it's starting to make a bunch of sense for that he's starting to line up these prospects and start to groom them to be contributing to the offensive line. And some of them will contribute. They're gonna get them stronger, they're gonna clean up the technique, they're gonna get them prepared, and some gonna ask me to contribute next year. Because you look across the line, it's pretty old. Decker's older. The kid from Baltimore's older. Ragnow's still young, but hey, he's thinking about retirement. Graham Glasgow older, so Kenise Will is really the young stud on the line. So now you start building that camaraderie. You allow these guys to start growing and gelling together behind or with Kenise Will. That's and hopefully Fred Ragnow chooses to stick around. If Ragnow and Sewell can stick around, so now you plug in Sorsdale in there. Now you plug in hopefully Mahogany or somebody else in there. Then you plug in Manu in there. And then, let's say the kid from Baltimore say I'm done next year, right? Let's say Frank said I'm done next year, right? Well, you probably can plug Manu at guard and Sorsdale and then or Manu or what's the other guy's name? Mahogany at guard, or somebody else. I forget the other guy. Got the African name that play guard. So what they doing is they starting to just develop linemen behind what they already have, and that's smart. I think things that he find priority or truly essential to winning. I think he makes that. He stays ahead of the curve on that. He stays ahead of the curve on that, Brad Holmes. So them trenches, especially that blocking, he's staying ahead of the curve on that, and they already preparing for the next generation. They're already preparing for the next generation of offensive linemen to come in here. Now, does this mean they won't take a tackle next year early? If the board permits it, they won't take a center early or guard? No, that don't mean that. But we just want to see how some of these guys are going to develop. That's just the $1 million question. How some of these guys are going to develop. So, I like what I hear from the Christian Mahogany guy. Strong run blocker, doesn't give up a sack or pressures or that many pressures. Yeah, I can work with something like that. So that's the favorite thing about the draft. I'm not gonna right now point out a specific favorite player, and eventually, but if you had to ask me, my favorite thing about the draft is, for the most part, is how they went out there and identified offensive lineman retool or refurb. Y'all don't even see it coming. I can see it coming. Pause. No diddy. I see what they're doing. And this is smart. And historically we've hit on some late round or mid round offensive linemen, or even undrafted Adrian Waddle. He just couldn't stay healthy. Really good tackle. Blair Warford, a really good guard, just couldn't stay healthy. Some of our earlier picks, like Lakin Tomlinson, he didn't work out. He's flourishing or doing things well at another place. But, Taylor Decker did. What's the other guy we had? Remember Goster Chancellor out of BC? Goster, man. Didn't he kick or do some dumb shit back in the day? I really never really liked that guy. For years, Jeff Backus got quarterbacks killed for the Lions. So it's good. I mean, I kind of give Taylor Decker some flack, but, man, he's by far superior. I ain't going to say better. Let's lose a different word. He's by far superior than Jeff Backus was. Jeff Backus was Jeff ass. And Frank Ragnow, Dominic Raiola, I mean, come on, Dominic Raiola's son got the great genes, because he wasn't shit as a center, man. He was undersized. He was getting quarterbacks fucked up for the Lions too. And I know I have to be belligerent in these situations so y'all understand the magnitude. Because a lot of these dudes claim they Lions fans. I'm 30-something. They don't know shit about football. You listen to them, and they pandering to y'all for $1. And if you want pander, go on pander. But, keep your pandering ass congregation, your pastor pandering congregation the fuck over there. How about that? But, yeah. I'm trying to hit a bull job. But, yeah, man, he got plenty of quarterbacks fucked up, man. He was just undersized. He had that one good year. I think his second before last year. He had one really good year. One really good year. One really good year. But he was just undersized. That was all. But Backus just was stiff. Trash. So that's what Jack Backus was. I remember he got Matthew Stafford hurt in Chicago. Was that his second? That's the Calvin Johnson catch rule game. Yeah, that's the Calvin Johnson catch rule game. He got Stafford fucked up. He got Stafford fucked up. Hell yeah, Stafford bag back. Man, hold on. Jeff Backus was still in the 2-point stance. These motherfuckers can't park. Everybody in the truck always want to park like super light, like they want to double park. Wow. Hell yeah, he's in a 2-point stand. Matthew Stafford was getting hauled off in the back on the stretcher cart. Never forget that game. That's why Sean Hill got in there, and Sean Hill had to go in there and be the quarterback. That's how Sean Hill ended up throwing that pass to Calvin. That should have been a touchdown. Remember that game vividly well, you know, but you know, it is what it is, man. But hey, I do appreciate y'all, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. That subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase the chance to get notifications. We go live and drop video financially on support the channel. Cash App, $CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. The link tree from your X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.